Okay. The reason we have to do tickets for the breakfast is we had some people that were coming in, eating breakfast, not staying for the presentation. As you can see, our group keeps growing and growing. We probably have about 60 people here, if not more. And when I first started this about 2 years ago, I think we maybe had 35, 40 people. So it keeps growing, which I'm not complaining about. That's good, but we will have to start limiting how many people we have. So if you RSVP and you don't hear back from me, you're good to go. If you don't RSVP and you show up, we may have to turn you away. So make sure that you guys RSVP, and I will get better about sending out the notifications earlier. This month was a little bit crazy. No excuse, just Debbie's life is insane and didn't remember that we had Traid until last Monday and went, oh no, hey Tom, who's our speaker this month? And Tom was like, I don't know. Because we were supposed to have somebody here to talk about IQ. When I cannot find, hello?
Anyone to talk about I care? It falls on us. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the one with the working microphone, Tom Dorsey from the Romanville Police Department. And I'm here with Debbie today, and one of the most important things that we come across when we're talking to people in general, let alone seniors, is fraud and scams. And what happens is, if you were to look at any segment of the population,
backwards now. I guess this is how this is going to go today. This is going to be amusing. Who is most likely to be a victim of a scam is unfortunately a senior. You guys have good hearts, you care about others, you want to help others, and technology is advancing faster than I can keep up with it. One of the big scams that everywhere sees is the skimmers that are on credit card machines. That's not something that people talk about quite often. I'm going to take this block and use this. So let's say that this is a self-checkout credit card swiper. Not that it looks like this, but it's kind of in this shape. What you should do to make sure that there is not a thing over the top of it that is going to steal your information is actually pull on it. Pull on the top of it and on the sides of it before you use it, especially if you're using a self-checkout. Because thieves have become so smart. Let me turn that off. Thieves have become so smart that they take something that is tied to Bluetooth and they put it right over the top of it. You can't even tell it's there unless you pull at that credit card machine. And they do it at the gas stations. You'll see where you put your credit card in to pay for your gas at the pump. Pull that, because if you pull it and it moves, don't use it. Because most likely, there is a skimming machine on top of it, and it's Bluetooth, so they don't even need to come back to get that machine. They can just automatically get your information. Am I missing anything on that, Tom?
you won't know, because it will allow you to make a purchase. It'll allow you to pump gas. You're going to put your card in there. All that is something over the machine that reads the number on your card. And then when you put in your PIN, it will read that too. So you won't know that your card has been skimmed until your bank notifies you, or you check your bank account and someone's using your credit card. Does that make sense? So these things are going to appear.
Oh, here, you can finish your thought.
So these are going to appear normal to you, but they are, when you touch them or feel them, they're going to just not feel right. And always trust your instincts, right? These instincts have been honed throughout your lives, throughout your years. You've been told if it's too good to be true, absolutely. So we need to continue to think about that as we go through, because we're being inundated with new technology, and technology is ever evolving faster than it ever was. We're trying to keep up with it. We need to keep up with not only technology, but our thieves and our criminals are preying on that technology and your lack of understanding of it.
Thank you, Dave.
Now we have 3 that are going to come in tonight.
It's all good. So based on that, that brings me to the next thing. I was approached today by a gentleman. I'm not, there's only a few guys in here, so you can guess which guy it is. He said yesterday, so just yesterday, he went up to his computer, turned it on, and all of a sudden, Microsoft came on. And it started telling him not to shut down his computer and call this 800 number. A lot of people would instantly call that 800 number. Oh my gosh, I have a spyware. There's something wrong with my computer. He took a picture of it, sent it to his son-in-law. His son-in-law pointed out that there was a misspelled word on that pop-up. It was a scam. So, if you have a computer and all of a sudden Microsoft comes on and tells you, hey, you need to, don't shut down your computer, call this number. Shut down your computer. Bring it to a computer person. Have them take a look, see if you actually have spyware. Never, ever, you call them and give your information, because a lot of times when you call them, they will ask you for your name, your IP address. They even ask for your social security number, Medicare number, Medicaid number, all that stuff. They will ask for anything and everything. Don't give it. Unless you call somebody that you know, like your eye doctor, who should be here.
Yes, he should.
And they ask for your personal information because you called them and you know who you're talking to. Don't give out your information.
They also are going to try to get you to give them permission to go into your computer and fix it remotely. Because how fantastic would it be if you didn't have to unplug your computer, go anywhere, and someone could fix it, right? But what they're going to do is they are going to go into your computer and they know exactly where to look for your bank account information, which if you've been banking online, if you've been shopping on Amazon, all of those codes are in there, all of your passwords are in there, and they know exactly where to look. And they will keep you on the phone, and then they will try to get mean with you, and they will try to get you stressed out, because when you're stressed out, you don't think correctly. You make quick decisions, and you just want this person to stop yelling at you. So they're going to get angry, they're going to start to yell at you, and when someone does that to me on the phone, I know I just hang up. So, and these are all the scammers. They will threaten you with arrest. They will tell you your taxes are not correct, and they're the IRS, and we're putting a warrant out for your arrest.
The IRS does not put warrants out for your arrest.
And they don't call you and tell you there's a warrant out for your arrest.
And they don't.
Yes. They don't call you, and they don't what?
They don't ask for payment in gift cards.
Yes. Yeah. If anyone is asking you to send them iTunes gift cards or Amazon gift cards, your utilities are not being paid in gift cards. So all of those are red flags. Anyone asking for your information, anyone asking to access your computer, anyone asking to be paid in gift cards. And they're trying to stay one step ahead of us as law enforcement, because we try to teach you how not to become the victim of a crime. So when I started out in this career very young, I went out, I was young once, I promise.
If I remember correctly, you went to the academy a year before I did.
2006.
Yeah.
So when I started out, I went out on the street and I concentrated on catching the bad guy and arresting the bad guy and taking the bad guy to court and doing all that stuff. And my focus was on the bad guy. My focus now is to teach you guys how not to become victims of the bad guy. It is tough enough to go out and catch the bad guy and stay ahead. But if I can teach you how not to fall prey to the bad guy, then he's got to go to some other area. If we can educate you guys how to pay attention on how to spot a scam, then that's going to be something that you can do to deter, and he's got to go somewhere else. If you take away the opportunity, you don't have a crime. So that's what we're trying to do, is to try to keep you educated. But they prey on your good nature. And there have been phone calls received from people that they say, hey grandma, it's me. Right? And you don't recognize the voice, but the first thing you say is, Jimmy? Jimmy, is this you? Yeah, it's Jimmy. He doesn't. It's not Jimmy, and he doesn't know your grandson. His name is Jimmy. Except when you told him it was Jimmy. So this is like the old fortune teller on the phone. The more information you give them, the more information they can give back to you to seem like it really is someone legitimate, someone who knows you. So if you are very vague when you answer your questions, if you feel like everything they're saying something is not right, don't provide any information.
Tom, I think you weren't here last month, but somebody had brought up something about they were a victim of a scam similar, or they weren't a victim, they prevented being a victim because somebody had called and they were like, something about their grandson. And somebody was like, oh yeah, too bad they only had granddaughters. So that's one of the other things that they're doing now is they're saying, hey, this is Officer Dorsey with the Romeoville Police Department. We have your grandchild here in the police department. And we're going to have a bail bondsman call you to post bond for your grandchild. And they won't say grandson, granddaughter. They'll just say your grandchild. And then another scammer calls you 5 minutes later, not even usually. And have you seen this one?
I haven't, but it's...
We have not had this happen in Lockport, but one of my friends in neighboring jurisdiction had this happen to them. So it would be like Officer Dorsey calls, and a few minutes later, I call and I say, hi, I'm the bail bondsman. Your granddaughter needs $5,000 to get out of jail. Okay, here's my credit card number. I'm a scammer. Okay? So before you give anybody your credit card information for your grandchild or your daughter or your son that's locked up in jail, hang up the phone and call the police department directly. If you have to, and you can't find the phone number for Fort Myers, Florida Police Department because that's where they claim that they are, guess what? You can call us and we'll find your phone number. We'll Google it for you. We'll make sure that you have the right phone number. Or ask them for the callback number. Although that doesn't always work.
No, but they'll give you a phone number that they'll answer. Fort Myers Police Department, and then you think it's legitimate. So do your own research. Whoever is trying to scam you, say, you know what, I want to call you back. Where'd you say you're from? Commonwealth Edison? Fantastic. I have your number, I'll call you. And then call them back at the Commonwealth Edison number because they can even take the caller ID number on your phone and make it look like Commonwealth Edison is calling you. Like they say, there's an app for that.
There is, because I can take the township's phone number right now and call and use my cell phone and call any one of you, and it looks like it's coming from the township. I actually have an app on my phone that if I use it to call somebody for a return phone call from the police department, that it comes up as the police department's phone number. So there is an app for that, yes.
I didn't know you could pay credit card when somebody's out of jail.
You can, that is a legitimate thing. So like when we arrest somebody, and they have to post bond, they can use a credit card to post bond.
But that credit card, the person with the credit card whose name is on the credit card needs to be there in person, physically with the credit card at the police station.
No. That, we don't
Does
require
it change?
that. We don't require that.
Okay.
We just require verification that the person that, like, we have the arrestee call, and we talk to you to verify that you are who you say you are type thing. So, we can do that. I'm coming back, go ahead. I'm walking, sorry.
We were just discussing here, what's with these calls when the police asking for money? Because when they call my house, I say it's not local.
We had one
they're not
yesterday.
getting anything.
What's with the calls of the police calling and asking for money? So, Tom, do you want to answer from Romeo's perspective, then I'll answer from my perspective?
So I can tell you from the police department standpoint, the actual police department, the village of Romeoville, will never call and ask you for money. We are funded through taxes. We are funded by the village. We will not take donations. We will not accept donations for anything that is a legal function of the police department. That's local government. What we do have is we have the Fraternal Order of Police. That is a benevolent association. Basically, you can think of it as what the officers do for the community when they are off duty. That is a benevolent arm of the Fraternal Order of Police, has nothing to do with the police department other than we are police officers off duty.
So,
Now-
really quick, I will point out that like Fraternal Order of Police, you guys just recently had a police officer get shot in Romeoville.
Correct.
I assume that they probably gave his family some money to assist with his care and their ability to take off work to be by his side while he was recovering.
Correct, but that is donations from officers, and the family sets up a GoFundMe separate. So the Fraternal Order of Police doing fundraisers, for instance, we have a golf outing. When you pay to be in that golf outing, the money that the Fraternal Order of Police makes goes then into a benevolent account, and then they pay that out to different places in the community, different organizations who come to the FOP and say, hey, we're having a fundraiser, could we have $150? And we support all of our local charities through that way. So the phone calls you're getting, Illinois Sheriff's Association or all of these organizations, they will be calling and asking for donations without knowing specifically. My questions would be, how much of that money is going to the organization, the Illinois Sheriff's Association, or whatever Chicago Police Fraternal Order of Police for Chicago? What percentage is going to that organization? Because who is calling, in my experience, is a bunch of people in an office that have the time and open up a business, and they go to the Fraternal Order of Police and they say, hey, you guys are a benevolent association, we can make you tons of money. If you just hire our company, we'll make all the phone calls, we have all the lists of people, we will buy that information from companies who are selling personal information on the internet, and we'll call all of these people and ask them on your behalf. But all we ask for is 30% of whatever we take in, we're going to keep, because we're a business and we're going to use that money, to pay our salaries. So you're donating money, but only 70% of it goes to whoever it is whose name they're using. So if, my personal opinion, if you're looking to give to your local Fraternal Order of Police organization, contact them directly. You can usually Google search or ask an officer in your area if they have a website or a phone number. Contact them directly and give your donation directly to them. And that way, they will then turn around and take that money. They don't use it for anything, like Romeoville will not use it for anything but benevolent things. Your money comes in, it goes back out to the community. And
Okay.
when someone needs it, when we have an officer who's injured, we go, and we do that.
And a shorter version of what he just said, you're kind of long-winded.
That will happen.
Okay, for the record, for those that don't know, I do a lot of fundraising for Special Olympics. Quite a few of you guys know that I do where I used to drive a race car to raise money. Tom is one of the officers that I used to race against. Pretty sure my car took him out a few times. The short version for Lockport Police Department itself will never, ever ask for a donation. We are represented by MAP, the Metropolitan Area Police Association. MAP likes to call on our behalf and ask for donations for the same thing, the benevolent fund. What does MAP do with that money? MAP will take it and they will donate to Special Illinois Law Enforcement Force Run. They'll donate it to other fundraisers. Knock on wood, we haven't had anybody get injured in Lockport, but should one of us get injured, it would help. They say it would come back to us. So that's pretty much the same thing. Yes, Glenn?
Is all trying to mail correspondence that you get, mail, asking for money for Lockwood, whatever.
Who are you getting mail from asking for money?
They're not getting a lot of things, but Lockwood Drive, Cancer Research,
Once again, it all depends on the organization. I can't say for sure that, you know, it's going right back there. The biggest thing to do before you give a donation to any organization, does not matter whether it's Goodwill, American Legion, any of them. I love a good non-profit charity. Find out what percentage of your dollar goes back to the organization. Find out, because some of these, they pay their corporate ladder, or their corporate people, lots of money. And only like 45 cents per dollar goes back to the cause. So before you donate to any organization, find out what percentage. That's just a little side note. So, any other questions before we, I thought for sure we would have more questions. Oh, here's one.
Who isn't supposed to call us?
Who is not supposed to call you? Unfortunately, anybody that wants to call you can call you.
I mean, does the FBI call you?
No, the FBI will not call you.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, FBI will, any federal agency will not call you. The FBI is not going to call you until you have a warrant for it. Nobody. Lockwood Police Department, we have a warrant for your arrest, we're not going to call you up and be like, hey, Glenn. So you know, guess what, I just picked on you because you weren't paying attention. Hey Glenn, so you know you have a warrant for your arrest. Can you give us $500 in Amazon gift cards? Or can you give me your credit card number and we can take care of it right over the phone? Nobody is going to call you until you have a warrant. Because guess what? We need to photograph you, we need to fingerprint you. You cannot take care of a warrant over the phone. Maybe in Cook County? But I doubt it. Can you in Cook County? You can do anything in Cook County according to him.
somebody with scamming device in Lockport.
Have we caught people with scamming devices in Lockport or Roonville? I can answer yes for Lockport. I should not say that we caught the person. We weren't made aware of it because somebody that knew to pull on this thing at the gas pump had pulled on it, and sure enough, it came flying off. I watched the video; it was quite amusing. It went flying off. We never did have any victims come forward from that event that I'm aware of. I'm not in investigation, so I don't know what goes on back there. But so we do. You'll see our midnight shift at times periodically when they go to Speedway to go get their coffee to stay awake. We'll walk up to each pump and pull on the things just to make sure it's not an issue. So.
Yeah, in Rodyville, we have recovered devices. I don't know about any apprehension, but they're out there. They're trying to get any information they can. Yes, sir.
On the skimmers, does it work for both when you swipe, or does it also work for the chip?
Both.
Or if you do that?
I have not seen any on the tap. Is that possible, Tom? You know?
I'm not aware about the tap. The tap was invented because it's more secure. The chip is more secure than the magnetic strip.
But when you go to
So-
put your chip in, you still have to slide it past something.
Right.
So
you're
you can
putting-
still have a skimmer on.
You're putting your chip into the, let's just say it's a gas pump. So you're gonna put your chip into the gas pump, but your magnetic strip on the card, because it still does have a magnetic strip, most cards still. That magnetic strip contains your number. Now, there are devices you can buy on Amazon that they will use to reprogram a card with your number. For instance, if I go to the currency exchange and I get one of these secured credit cards or cash-only cards, and I get it, they stamp my name in it. So I go, I'm not gonna try to walk backwards, that's gonna look great on film. So when I get the physical card stamped with my name, there is a reprogrammer that I can reprogram the magnetic strip on the back of that card. So now I'm a server at a restaurant, and I have a card reader in my locker that remembers that number. That's a reprogrammer. So I take your card, I said I'll be right back, and I go to pay your bill. I swipe it, I charge for your bill, I pass the break room, I swipe through my reader in my locker. Now I have your number. Thank you, have a nice day, you tip well because I've been friendly. I go back with my card with my name stamped on it, and I swipe it through my reader in my locker. Now my name, the card with my name, is now reprogrammed with your number. So when I go to the store and I swipe that credit card, I'm swiping your credit card, but then they say, let me see your name. Can I see your ID? I present the ID and the name matches. The only thing that would be detected at that checkout is if the cashier compared the last four on the card physically in my hand with the last four on the receipt. And they'll be different because the one in my hand is my old credit card number and the one on the card is yours. But it's very rarely is that ever caught.
Really quick, so you know, I just Googled it, because Google's your friend. You can be scammed with the tap and go as well. They are finding ways to take your credit card information. They put little, I don't have a credit card, wait, do I? They probably do. They take a little thing and they put it so that way when you tap it, it seals all your information with that little tap.
One of the comments I had up here is they must not have anything better to do
They don't.
all day.
They don't. They have nothing better to do besides figure out a way to steal other people's money.
And I often say,
Shake up, sounds silly, shake them all. And if I go into Walmart and I see a video in there and you're not pulling on that machine, I'm gonna walk up and pull it for you.
I often say that if criminals spend half of the energy into a legitimate job that they do in trying to scam people, they'd be super successful in whatever job that they did. Because it takes so much energy to stay ahead, but it's a lucrative career sometimes if you're good at it.
What I'll also do is, Grant, where are you at, Grant? He sent me an email with a video that another police department created showing how they do the scam with the skimmers. I will forward that to the whole entire Triad email list. So when you get that email from me, it is not a scam. It is legit. I will even label it Triad scam video or something like that.
Triad scam video, parentheses, this is not a scam.
Yes. And maybe I should not put scam in the email subject because hopefully your filters will catch it when it says scam. Yes, Grant?
On the restaurant scenario, when you
Restaurant scenario.
when you pay the bill in the little black folder, your credit card sticking out, and the waiter takes it, and they bring it back, make sure it's your card.
Yes, that's another thing. He was just saying when they bring back your credit card at the restaurants, always double check and make sure that they give you back your credit card. And for those ladies of you that I know that go to, you know, the bars and you have to leave your credit card at the bar, for that way they can run your tab up, make sure they hand you back your credit card. So, yeah, not somebody else's credit card. You don't want my credit card, it doesn't have much on it. You got that one, Tom?
I do. Yes.
Yeah, I had this reference, where I was, but where they can, I think it was a woman sitting behind me, where they can skim over your purse and get all of your, and she went further south, and she was at like the dollar store or somewhere, and, you know, using my bank.
I'm good.
Yes.
Hey, Tom, can you repeat that question, please?
So she explained that she was nearby in a restaurant where someone was able to scan her card from inside her purse and get the information. So now we have a chip that is a tap chip. You walk up and all you do is that. Because this chip is sending out a signal with your credit card information. When you have it, it's there and it can be read. If I have a scanner to read that number, I can pick up your credit card just as you walk by. I'll walk by like this, I'll scan it and I'll get the number. So they make purses and wallets that have RFID protection. They're basically a foil lining. When you put your when you put your card in your wallet, it will not get through that RFID protection. More and more wallets and purses are
Automatically come with it now, like more and more are coming with it, like you don't even, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Can I hold that up? So, it looks like this is one that's from Chase. It actually has a, I'll walk around and show it. You can kind of see the foil on the inside. And this prevents it from being scanned. So, yeah, they have the nice cases. I'm pretty sure my husband wants one, but it's kind of got like a foil lining on the inside.
We talking about the Ridge wallet?
So paying with your phone. Okay, so you, once again, so see the foil in there? I use my Apple Pay all the time, for everything. Like, I used it last night down at the car show. You can get these at the store. This looks like, did Chase Bank give this to you? Oh, you just wrote that on there. So,
I got four for $10. I got it from one of those little catalogs you get, you know, from
Amazon sells them, and she said she got them from a catalog for $10. So, yeah, there's like protection inside here. So back to the Apple Pay. So, like, I use my phone to pay for all of my stuff. I used it last night at the car show to pay for my dinner. So that, nobody can walk by and scan the card numbers off of my phone, because if I could, you know, if Tom could walk by right now and grab the card numbers off my phone, that would be big trouble for Apple.
A step further on Apple Pay. So really convenient. Or Android, which is, I don't know what there is. Is it Google Pay on Android? Okay, so what I can do with Apple Pay or Google Pay, Android users, I'll tap the power button on my phone twice. My credit card pops up. It asks me for my Face ID when I do it, and it scans my face, and then it says hold near reader. And all I do is hold it near the reader at the gas station or Walmart or wherever, and it scans that. My phone gives a little bit of a buzz to let me know that it was read, and it says done. And I just paid with Apple Pay. It doesn't get my credit card number. It gets a one-time use number. So that way, when I pay and that vendor, that store gets compromised and all the information on credit cards get used, all they're getting is a one-time use number that's already been used. They did not get my information. And then this one surprises most people.
Yeah, you can use your watch.
That's my credit card on my watch. So I don't even have to have my phone with me. I can go in.
And the other thing is, I don't know if your phone does this, but mine did this recently. It will tell me,
What will it tell you?
it will tell me when there is something trying to read the credit card number on my phone. So, because I was actually, I think we were at one of Burgers and Badges or one of the fundraisers, and I had my phone sitting next to the credit card reader. And every time I activated the credit card reader to read somebody's credit card, my phone would be like, there's this NFIC trying to use your phone. And I was like, no. You know, like, I just had to keep hitting deny. You know, so if somebody did come by and try and scam my numbers off my card, they wouldn't be able to. So. Unfortunately, I agree, cash is king, but unfortunately, that's not the way society is moving.
And when you
Society
use
is
your wallet
moving.
with cash, that cash is gone.
Yeah,
So I feel like this is, I like cash. Cash is king. Cash is king. I'm old enough to remember when everything was cash and young enough to still embrace this technology. And I like it both ways. This, being able to pay with my watch, I feel like George Jetson. It's really, really advanced. And
Power Rangers.
That's
Let's
right.
go Power Rangers.
And I surprise a lot of people when I open it up and just do that at the grocery store. It's the fastest checkout at Meijer ever. I will never be that guy you are stuck behind. I'm always waiting at the cashier.
If the gas station is paid and
All right, so the question is it easier or is it better to go into the gas station than paying on the dumb pump? And I would say for a skimmer purpose, it is safer. However, there have been skimmers on the card readers inside the physical gas station as well. Those are a little bit harder to put on.
I don't know, Tom, I've got to watch the video that I sent, because the video that I sent, they put the skimmer onto the credit card machine at whatever store they were at in less than 3 seconds. They had it in their hoodie, they pulled it out, popped it on. If you hadn't pulled that in, you wouldn't know that it was any different. It's amazing.
So your safety comes with your awareness. If you're in the store, look at that reader,
We have a question, Tom.
see if there's any add-ons.
And it was, I never used to know over the kids, they were only going to try. Somehow,
Change your password on Amazon and any website that you ever used. Write your passwords down, please.
There also was a question when I was in the back, if your card is compromised, some places will change the 3-digit code on the back of your card without changing your credit card number. Because when you have accounts set up with your credit card number that auto-renew, and they change your credit card number, they send you a new credit card because you were compromised, you now have to go and remember all of the things that you had attached to that credit card, and for months you're going to get emails saying your card was denied, we need a new credit card, and you're going to have to go and do that. So most banks right now are going to just do the CID number on the back, and they're going to change that but keep your credit card number the same. And as long as no one has your new CID number, your credit card number is useless.
Okay, another question.
How is it good to send money through Zelle?
Zelle, they're, I don't know if there's 2 of them, but I know Zelle. Zelle is tied to your bank account. I use Zelle all the time. But with that being said, make sure, right, you don't get it back. So say that I decide I'm gonna send Tom some money, because Tom decided to show up today.
I'm in.
Yes, I paid him $50 to be here. But I type in his phone number on my Zelle to send him money, and I type it off by one number. Guess what? Somebody else has his money now. So Tom never got his money.
And it will tell you, this phone, this number or account is registered as, and there'll be a first name. Now, when you go to Zelle me money, I'm giving you my wife's phone number because that's what is on our account. So when you go to Zelle me money, it's gonna say, this is registered to Nicole. Are you sure you want to send Nicole this money?
And I would say no, because I don't know Nicole.
Right, because no one knows that. So I have to tell people, it's going to me, but it's gonna be in my wife's name. But
That's the way it should
that
be.
makes it.
Sorry, did I say that out loud? I said that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
His wife's a sweetheart.
If I had to deal with the finances, my house would be just a smoking crater, and the power would be off. And did I pay that?
Okay, so any other questions, concerns? Yes, I am coming to you, young lady. Give me a second. Okay, so she's asking, she has this thing here, your friends on Facebook, and it says, look who died in an accident. I think you know him. So sorry with the link.
Yes.
This is a very common scam, especially on Facebook. How many of you guys are on Facebook? Okay, there's a lot, so we'll have a quick little thing about Facebook too. You will see lots of this, where people say, great deal, or here, I just had one on the Lockport Police Department Facebook page last night. I had posted pictures from something, because I post stuff all the time. And somebody had commented, click this link, this might be a graphic video. It was actually, I posted thoughts for the Bolingbrook officer that was just shot. And somebody, some scammer, went onto our police department page and posted a link to some, it said, come see the horrific video, and it was actually a link to steal somebody's information.
And
That guy got blocked instantly.
I've also seen links to GoFundMe under the same thing. And they're prying on your generous nature.
There's nothing you can do to prevent these, that's the worst part.
Right. You cannot click on them.
Have to know not to click on any link from anybody. And if you, especially this one, this is a big one, look who died in an accident, I think you know him. Don't message that person that posted it and be like, hey, did you post it or did you get hacked? Because this person got hacked, and they are sending out messages to everybody. I love when my friends get hacked, because then I sit there and I message the scammers.
If it is a link to a GoFundMe or a link to a video that you're looking to see, search that out yourselves. Go on Google and say, Bolingbrook officer GoFundMe. Bolingbrook officer involved shooting video. And look for it yourselves. Don't click a link that someone gives you, because 90% of the time it doesn't go to where you think it goes. And clicking that link can give the hackers access to your cell phone, access to your computer, just by clicking that link.
Your bank account's on your phone.
Yeah, it is you acknowledging permission for them to go into your phone.
I've got one last topic that I just want to touch base on, and we touched on it last month, but that's my credit card.
Don't leave your credit cards just laying around on the podium.
There's no money in that account.
Little safety tip.
I went shopping. So we touched on it last month, but I know we have some people here this month that were not here last month, and that is emails. okay? You get an email, I get an email from Tom, and it says, "Hey Debbie, I'm really swamped at work. Can you please help me? I need to give Nicole a gift because I'm such a great husband." And first of all, right there, I know it's a scam. But let's say Tom is actually a really good husband, I'm sure. I don't know. I'll ask Nicole later.
Yes.
But instead of just being like, "Yeah, sure, Tom, what do you need?" and him saying, "You know what, she wants some stuff on Amazon, can you go get her a gift card?" Okay, and then just send me the gift card numbers and, I'll go ahead and hop on Amazon and buy it myself. Not happening. Okay, that is most likely a scam. Call Tom.
Yes.
Call your friend. "Hey Tom, do you need to go get Nicole a gift because you decided to be a good husband?"
What are you talking about?
Oh, well, I just got this email from you.
I didn't send an email.
I got one.
It's probably a scam.
Okay. Go change your password, Tom. Okay? Because that is a very big scam that I have seen a lot of lately. So, go ahead.
I got a text,
Yes.
Okay, Chris over here said she got a text message.
and it was from Father Sean's.
It was from a priest.
To go and get credit cards, he's busy at church, could I get some credit cards and pay him later? Well, first I thought, okay, no, I didn't do anything. I didn't get any, I realized it, and then I did call them. But I could have gone right with it. It was, what really kicked it was the next time, and they said, just give me the numbers, and I went, nah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I would be very tempted if my pastor, my priest, my whatever, my clergyman asked me to go help them out, because we all like to help each other. So be aware of things like that. Call the person. "Hey, are you really that busy over in Romeoville, Tom?"
No.
Okay. I didn't think so.
One of the things they're doing on Facebook now is they will text you and say, "Hey, what star did you like in 1960? Or what year you were born, what sign you are?" That's scam because they build up all the information.
Yes.
They know your date when you were born.
Yes, that is something that my friends, I love my friends, I really do, but sometimes they are not the brightest light bulbs. You will see people, "Oh, please do this with me." And that is, who's your favorite? You're giving them all the answers to your password questions. Think about it. What's your favorite color? Where do you like to vacation at? Mexico.
What street did you grow up on?
What street did you grow up on? What's your mom's maiden name? Please, why don't you just ask for my social security number?
If you've ever signed up on your banking app and been asked the security questions, those are your security questions.
Yes,
They're-
please,
But
don't do
they
those.
hide it by asking you if you want to find out what Muppet Baby you would be if you were a Muppet Baby. And then they ask you a bunch of questions. What street did you grow up on? All that stuff. And it doesn't raise those red flags if you're not thinking about it. In police work, they taught me at a very early age, if you were looking for drugs in a car, ask if they have any guns. If you're looking for guns, ask if they have any drugs.
We
Because drugs
just
are
asked if they had
attention-
grenades, and you could I'd be like, "Do you have any bombs?"
They're drawing your attention away from
Weapons
what
of mass
they're
destruction.
actually asking for.
Yes.
I just got one of those emails that says you can find out what Disney character you will be.
What Disney character will you be? And somewhere in that link, they are trying to get your information. So be careful. That's what this whole entire topic today comes down to, is just be aware of what you are sharing and who you are sharing it with. So, are there any other questions? Because otherwise I'm going to have Nina do a quick.
A while back, I got an email, Gmail, or whatever, from AT&T about changing the system. The only thing, I don't have an AT&T landline.
That's a
The
clue.
only thing I have is you first.
I'm not a detective, but I'm going to call that a clue.
I took the phone to the AT&T store,
Okay.
and they looked at it and said, "That's not from us."
That's the other thing. If you get an email and it says it's from AT&T, Amazon, whatever, click like open it up all the way so that way you can see the whole email, especially if you're on a computer. Click on the name of who sent it to you. And a lot of times it'll be XYZ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a scammer. That's a scammer all day long. And then it's like add whatever email.com. Change your password. Change your password. You got anything to share, Michelle? Everybody say thank you, Michelle, for the great donuts today. I don't know.
If your phone is, the question is, if you lose your phone, how much can they get out of it? If your phone is locked, it is tough for the average Joe to get into your phone. It would have to pass through several hands to find the right person that has the equipment to get into those phones. What it basically does is buy you time to go to where you bought the phone, or find another account to sign into your account. So everyone who has an Apple device or a Google Android device has an account that they sign into. With Apple, I know it's called your iCloud. When you sign out of your iCloud on this phone, and I buy a new phone and I sign into my iCloud there, everything from my old phone is into my new phone because it's on my iCloud.
Okay.
So what you would need to do is find a device to sign into your iCloud, go in, and it will ask you, do you want to erase that device? And you can remotely erase everything that's on that phone, and now you're holding a brick.
That's a really pretty picture of your wife, Nicole. That's his wife. Aww. You know what I have? I have 3 dogs on my screen. Let's see, kids or dogs? Dogs win. Really quick, somebody just asked me about phone calls from like Tennessee, Georgia, all that stuff. You know what? If somebody's calling you and you don't have that phone number programmed in, let it go to voicemail. Listen to the voicemail, if it is important. They will leave your voicemail. That is the best thing. I actually, on my brother's phone, I actually have it set up so that way anybody that calls his phone on his iPhone, if it is not a phone number that's saved in his phone, it goes straight to voicemail. That way he doesn't even answer it. My brother's mentally handicapped. So because a few too many times he answered it, and next thing I know, he's got stuff being delivered at the house. I don't know how he did it. I just took his debit card from him. Because he was spending things that he shouldn't have done. But really quick, so that is pretty much what we wanted to share with you guys today, but I do want to introduce 2 fantastic people. Over on the far right is Dakota. He is with Will County Senior Services. He spoke a few months ago. He's been kind enough to come back every month. That way, if you guys have any questions that he can assist you with, please don't hesitate to stop and see him before you leave today. And then we also have Nina Elliott, who is an independent insurance broker. She is going to be our speaker next month. You see her here every month. So you have Medicare, Medicaid questions, things like that. Get those questions ready for next month because open enrollment starts when? October 15th. So next month we will have it in September, which is why we are going to have her come speak before open enrollment starts. That way you guys can get your questions answered that she can help you with. Anybody have any questions before we go? Nina and Nicole, you guys want to say anything? Nina's like, nope, why did you even bring me up here? She was like, you did not warn me that I was going to be standing in front today. Okay, you guys have a great